Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Senior Report is broadcast live throughout northern Chautauqua County on Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. each week. Call in and share a thought, make a comment, ask a question, or simply wish someone a happy birthday on Chautauqua County's only live call-in senior program. Since 1995, Reed has been bringing viewers hundreds of interesting guests, informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
Well, hello there. How dramatic, Reed Powers. Yeah, we're having fun always. I'm just back from a long trip. I went over to the Bermuda for a little while and took my family. We had a great time, and it was a great vacation, and I want to thank everybody here on the crew, especially Randy Burt and Jeff Zook and John Hamels and Don Zenz. These guys really did a job while I was away, and thank you. John did what they call a hat trick. He did all three of the Saturdays I was gone, and he had a wonderful show each time, and I want to thank everybody again. It's been quite a wonderful fall we've had, and now it looks like we're moving toward the colder end of it. And it should be, the leaves are turning up here in Chautauqua County. That's when the forests and the hills are on fire with the yellows and the reds and the oranges. That's what we wait for. That's the beauty of the secret of it. And of course, it's the harvest season. The apples are coming in by tons, the pears, all the wonderful nuts we have up here that are free for the taking. Most of them, walnuts, the black walnuts, the white walnut, also known as the butternut, are particularly in abundance around here. And beech nuts, believe it or not, which are tasty little tidbits, but most people don't even recognize the beech nut. Lots of other things going on here. I looked at the television when I got back, and as usual, it just drove me nuts. The same old things going on. They don't mention the wars again. They don't want to remind us that we're spending trillions of dollars we haven't got on these wars and borrowing from our grandchildren for them now. And of course, it goes to the munition manufacturers, all the multimillionaires who are making more and more money on the wars, which are going nowhere and which will end with us whimpering away just like Vietnam, I'm convinced. It's a sad situation. And Obama's trying to get his a decent budget passed, which might possibly charge a little bit more taxes for the multi-millionaires and billionaires who pay 12% on average, according to the statistics, income tax. So while you and I are, with our Social Security, both ends, the employer and ours and our taxes, run about 30 to 40%, especially with the state taxes. They're fighting that. Of course, Republicans, it's anathema, the Republicans, to even think of charging billionaires a little more money. I'm a Republican, I must say, and I'm wondering what's going on in their minds. But at any rate, so be it. The news is insanity. There's plenty in there about the Hollywood stars who are breaking up and who are taking drugs and who are doing all kinds of naughty things. But nothing really of import, I'm afraid. Now, I just wanted to say that We have a lot of good news locally. Anyway, we have some terrific groups here. I did want to mention something. You ever hear of Toastmasters? It's a group of, many people are shy about standing up before in front of a crowd and talking and lecturing. I even have people say, I can't go on TV. I can't sit there with a mic. It would make me crazy. All right. You go to Toastmasters, and they will, over a period of a year, 2 years, guide you and teach you and make you able to stand before a group and to talk. Toastmasters is a very old group. It's been around. They meet in Dunkirk and Fredonia regularly, and if you're interested in it, I just want to tell you they're having a meeting. Be an Exceptional Speaker is the name of the meeting, and it's at the retirement home in Fredonia Place, 50 Howard Street in Fredonia. And that's coming up October 5th. Okay, so October 5th, get over there around 7 p.m. and meet the people again at the retirement home in Fredonia at 50 Howard Street in Fredonia at 7 o'clock. And you'll have a chance to meet some of the Toastmasters crowd. And they will, open arms, they will accept you and they will envelop you and bring you in. And before you know it, you'll be able to stand up like a champ, like a politician. And spew out the BS without even flinching. Okay, I do have some stuff here. Did you see in the local papers, all the counties in New York State are just crazy about the fact that the state government, the Senate and the legislature, assembly, and the legislature are passing all kinds of mandates which cost us a bundle, but they don't fund them. So they say, now you got to do this, and it's going to take another $1 million. Worst of all is Medicaid. All the other states, well, all but one other, I think, pay for Medicaid because it's stupid to have a little tiny poor county like Chautauqua trying to cover the medical costs of half the county. We can't. We need help from the state, and the state really isn't helping. So our good county executive suggested that we simply don't send them our Medicaid money that we're supposed to send them. Yeah, just don't send it. Keep it. That we don't have the money, tell them. That we haven't got the dough. You didn't provide the money for us. You're just saddling us with the cost. And we just can't handle it. So at this point, I go along with the county exec on that one. I think that's a good idea. At any rate, Brockton has a wonderful Portland seniors have a great group over there, and they have a huge turnout whenever they do it, and they always have a dinner with it, or a luncheon anyway. And they had entertainment this week with the Mountain River Band with a sing-along to old goodies, the favorites, the oldies. I wanted to say happy birthday over there to Rita Stonefoot, Pat Smith, Mary DeLand, Ethel Hutt, Dottie McQuiggan, and Mary Jane Crowell. The next meeting, if you want to get in with the Brockton Portland crowd, drop over and just stop in and say, hey guys, we're interested. October meeting is the 31st. And it'll be a tureen dinner. Everybody brings something to pass. You know how it works. You're going to meet Mary Trippi, who'll be doing the honors there. The new officers are coming up for most of the senior groups, and make sure you get down there and you get to know them and you vote. And I want to say the attendance prizes, Peter Supo and Dan Carr. They're having a Chinese auction over there. It'll be at the October meeting. It's an in-house fundraiser. And drop it around, bring some stuff. Dunkirk Federated Seniors, they meet at the Dunkirk Senior Center, which is a beautiful place, unbelievably nice. President Loretta Hemick does the job over there, and she leads the gang. You know, the president and the officers do a lot of hard work, and they're not paid. It's just a great, wonderful gift. Next meeting over there in Dunkirk is the October 4th meeting, and you'll meet Genevieve, who is the one who does the kitchen committee. Most important, you know, the cupcakes and the fudge and the coffee and everything, tea. Lakeshore Seniors, they meet at the same center in Dunkirk, which is a great place. Charlene Hallmark, if you want any information, check her. She's the president. Stella Michalak does the job in the kitchen committee. And the next meeting will be Dorothy Cooper, doing it. And they don't give me a time for their next meeting, unfortunately, but that's okay. I incidentally want to compliment the Dunkirk Evening Observer, now just the Dunkirk Observer, for the terrific job they do on senior news. I tend to read that myself. New officers in Silver Creek coming up. They have a beautiful building of their own there at Route 5 and about where 20 is. And Ed Newman is the guy who turns the key. And if you want to know anything about Silver Creek, drop by. They're going to install the new officers October 11th at the Colony Restaurant. Yummy. At noon. New officers, might as well mention them, is Newman again. Vice President is Joan Suski. Secretary Clara Griffin. Treasurer Lori Newman, again another Newman. Petty Cash Person Mary Ann Siebert. Chaplain Irene Connie, who's been the president for years there. And the Secretary for Correspondence is Dorothy Minieri. Flu shots are given at Silver Creek. Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon at the senior building on Route 5. And don't forget your flu shot, senior. It's covered by Medicare. It's not going to cost you anything. And boy, it helps you. It protects you to a strong degree from the flu. And the flu ain't funny. It's a rotten to be laid low for a couple of weeks or a month or something. And you can avoid that in most cases by just a simple little flu shot. Westfield has a great group. They meet at the YWCA in Westfield regularly. And they just had a 53rd anniversary celebration. 53 years. Yeah, that's quite a while. They had a catered dinner provided by Quigliana's Bar Grill of Westfield, New York. That's down on Pearl Street, across from the American Legion. And they have a nice dinner down there. Prices are right. Shirley Capine, who's the president, introduced their speaker, who is Scott Mason. And Scott is the local funeral director in Westfield, the one and only now, since the last other funeral home just collapsed and went home. And Doug Sanderson was there. He's the current intern. Yeah, Scott gave a good presentation on planning your funeral. Plan your funeral before you croak, for Pete's sake, seniors. And that takes a lot of the grief and guilt and everything else out of your children's hands. You don't have to worry about it. Tell the funeral director what you want, the kind of casket you want, the simple cremation if you want it, whatever it is. If you want the 6 white horses, put it down and tell them what you want. And and incidentally, a lot of people today videotape a goodbye, which you can do and go on for hours telling your kids about your past, their great-grandfather, and talking about the wonderful things that you've done and how happy you are to have had them, or unhappy. But give something to your kids. You can make a videotape and leave it. Say, hey, now I'm not here, but I just wanted to have a few final words. You can lay it out at that point. Happy birthday over to Ralph and Gloria Wakely, or to Sylvia Cooper, Sylvia Colby, excuse me, I'm coming back from the Bahamas. The heat was so much it fried my brain. Dorothy Bova and Gary, or Jerry probably, Harper, and Ralph and Gloria Wakely had a happy anniversary. Next gathering is noon, regular time for October 13th, and guests are welcome over in the Westfield Senior Group, as well as everybody else. And doing the honors for the tea, coffee, and cake, Gladys Hess, Irma Lloyd, Kenny, Trudy Stafford, and Betty Wilson. Okay. They're going to have a program called Herbs Are For You. I have a friend who tells you there's a million herbs right in your front lawn that can benefit you. And he used to say, basically, if you get sick, you just go out and graze on your front lawn, you'll be okay. Enough said. I've got a public service announcement for you, and then we'll be right back. This is for you.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet? There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Okay, here we go. I've got a guy here who chomps at the bit to talk. He's an inveterate senior reporter. He's a senior himself.